Thoughts to Build on by KOPMEYER, 45. Chapter 45. Success begins with 3. It is the unique plan of this book that each chapter shall be unrelated to preceding chapters. The purpose is to give you entirely different thoughts to build on, and thus add variety to brevity. However, in this chapter, I want to say a little more about one idea mentioned in the previous chapter. It has to do with education and the 3 things with which education must begin if it is to guarantee your success in achieving your goal in life. Most formal education today begins with an empty fuel tank. It has no motive power. It begins by loading you down with facts before it gives you an operating vehicle with which to use those facts to reach a goal, success. Obviously, in the early years of life, success cannot be defined in specialized terms of specific careers. So it will have to range from the initial concept of can, do, to as far as available imagination can see. The degree will depend on the stage of development. But that does not affect the premise that there are preliminary essentials which must precede every educational and training process. First, you must be inspired with real, believable facts which convince you that you can and will succeed. That is the ignition which ignites the fuel in the rocket to propel your guided missile to success. No ignition, and you stay on the ground. There are too many lives which are grounded because nobody provided the ignition of inspiration. Next, you must be motivated to find out what you need to know and do in order to assure your success. Motivation converts inspiration into activity. But activity, no matter how nobly inspired, can be good or bad. It does no good to heroically mount your steed and then frantically ride off in the wrong direction. So your inspiration must be sufficiently motivated for you to be willing to pay the price of your success in terms of a predetermined goal. There must be a goal and it must be predetermined, otherwise you will be accumulating facts for which you will have no future use. Whatever you want from life has a price tag. Not just in money. Money usually is involved, but that is unimportant, since anybody can get whatever amount of money he needs. It is the other things included in the price of success which you must be willing to pay, the personal sacrifices in time, effort, study, planning, finding out, going, doing. Formal education too often fails to provide sufficient directional motivation along with the tacts. Finally, there's a third essential which, together with inspiration and motivation, must precede every educational and training process. You must be given a simple, easy success formula which you can use to achieve whatever you want in life. It is incredible that people do not understand the development and use of a success formula. I know of no college or university, high school or vocational school, which teaches a real, genuine, surefire success formula. Yet, together with inspiration and motivation, a success formula is one of the 3 fundamentals with which useful education and training must begin. The government, at all levels, federal, state and local, is engaged in all sorts of educational and training programs to help the underprivileged become more successful. Yet, these government-financed programs which require billions of dollars of the taxpayers' money do not start with providing the underprivileged with the 3 fundamentals they must have first before the education and training they receive can be meaningful and directional. Make this simple test. Look at the pictures of the underprivileged on television or see them in real life as they live their aimless, hopeless, poverty-retarded existences. Then ask yourself these simple questions. 1. Are the underprivileged inspired with a positive belief that they can and will succeed in earning a full share of the abundance of our affluent society? 2. Are the underprivileged motivated first to find out what they need to know and do to earn success, and are they enthusiastically learning and doing those things right now? 3. Do the underprivileged have an easy, simple, proven success formula which they now continuously use to guide them directly to success, enabling them to attain whatever they want? 4. If the underprivileged are not now provided with these first 3 fundamental essentials of success, why aren't they? Whose fault is it? Why isn't this fault immediately corrected?